you have, please?
Jim Lehman, present. Doug Shreve here.
Bill Barnes here.
Danny Bennett here.
Mark Reynolds here.
All present, thank you. Item number 4 on the budget is the budget hearing.
For the budget hearing, the board president can declare the hearing open if he so chooses, and then after that, there's an opportunity for the public to make comments regarding the proposed budget. I would note for the minutes that the notice of tonight's hearing has been published in the newspaper for the required time limit under law, and a tentative copy of the budget has been made available to the public for 30 days. So, Mr. President, if you'd like to open the hearing, you may.
We declare the budget hearing open. Any comments? Board?
The minutes can reflect that no public comment was received. And if the board president is satisfied that the hearing has reached its end, he may close the public hearing.
I now hereby close the public hearing on the budget. So from there we go to the board. Do we have any other information that we need to know, Sherry?
We have the budget ordinance for adoption down further in new business.
Okay. Okay. Correspondence? Open forum. Well, okay, open forum. Anything from the board?
Hi, everybody. Just since there are so many students here, my name is Vicki Polito. I live in Walker's Grove here in Plainfield. I just wanted to mention a couple of things. Since there are a lot of students here, even though it can be certainly absolutely an innocent thing for you to know about public meetings, that when you sign in, when you attend, to sign in to attend a public meeting in the state of Illinois is not a requirement. It's more an organizational tool, so the board can organize comments perhaps, or they can just show that people are interested in what's going on. But if you ever go to another open meeting, and it's not sort of a student-driven thing especially, don't worry, you do not have to identify yourself to attend a public meeting. In Illinois, public means public. And the other thing I wanted just to mention in terms of what the fire district is doing, I want to say thank you all so much again for the turkey raffle that's coming up, and just another example of the great outreach and great efforts our fire protection district makes all the time in Plainfield. And thank you again for hosting the Toys for Tots drive, another wonderful cause, and it's great that you can get those to overlap a little bit this year too again. Thanks.
Thank you. Anything else from the floor? Okay. State your name, please.
My name is Chris Emily. I was a part-time volunteer fireman for Plainfield for 9+ years, and I'm sure you guys know about my personnel issue that brought to the board, and I'm requesting that issue be brought into a hearing, because since my issue has been brought forward to you guys, I have been forced to either resign or be terminated 2 days after that was brought to the board. So I did resign.
We have reserved some time for you in our closed session.
I didn't see it on the thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else from the floor? Okay. Not hearing there, we'll go to correspondence, please.
We got a thank you note from St. Jude's St. Jude's Children's Hospital Research Center for the donation in behalf of Elizabeth D. Jensen. And that's it.
Take some file. Then I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of October 9th, October 15th, and October 20th, 2014.
Second.
Moving second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same. And also entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report of October 2014.
So, second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the treasurer's report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And also entertain a motion to, for the payment of bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills in the usual manner.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same, the motion's carried. Thank you. We are now in all business. Do you have anything on tape on
Okay, headquarters campus, Dave and Denny, I believe, have something about the repairs.
Yeah, we got some quotes on, running a new power into it, and, it's gonna run somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000, or $5,000. That would be rerouting it from Oak Street in, and,
That's just for the,
that's just for electric. And they thought that at the same time, they could, repair the, gas line as well, because it's right in the same area that they have to go for the power. And, we have Julie in the process of locating now. So, and then, we're waiting on the final approval for the, repairs on Station 4 for the roof. And that's all I have at this time.
anything more, chief? That's covered?
No, Dan called, David Julie
Yeah.
today, so
Okay.
we're moving forward. Hopefully get it done before winter.
Item B.
I have nothing on the training facility, sale or lease of the building. Anything new on that?
I would like, I got some information that we should talk about in closed session for
Okay.
that.
Grant update, we're working on the 2015 Assistance to Firefighters grant right now. We'll be due in a month. That's a work in progress. Next item is we have a agreement for maintenance expenses regarding the Ridge Road and Route 126 Opticom system. I believe the board has the agreement stating that they have put it in for free, and we are going to agree, or I would like the board to agree to take care of the maintenance if something breaks on it, under warranty for a year, and then it'll be our responsibility for any maintenance thereafter. And I think Sherry gave you it's a contract, not a contract, but just the charges from Mead. Mead is who takes care of the Opticom system, what they charge for different labor and equipment. So if it does break, which I don't see anything breaking on it, but if it does, these are the labor charges and stuff that it would take, might take 3-4 hours with the equipment.
The agreement with Kendall is we would handle that.
We would handle that intersection,
for the life of the equipment.
I think it's a 99 year, what the contract says. But you can get out of it within, get out of it by, I think in writing to both parties. Legal has gone through the agreement, he found 2 areas that he didn't like, and they agreed to change it for us. So, he's happy with the agreement now, the way that we agreed.
Okay, and the one on 119th Street, is that approved?
That's still up in the air, that's a long, long ways away.
Okay.
They're just in the engineering phase right now, I believe.
Now, hasn't this intersection been annexed into the city?
I don't think so. Kendall County put the lights in. And this agreement is with Kendall County, so Middletown intersection and Lake.
That's part of the problem, is that we have no other public partner in this. Nobody else is concerned about that intersection the way we are,
Well,
because of our,
it's a no-brainer, I mean.
right.
It's too, yeah.
Typically, we'd have another partner in here,
The safety is the utmost first.
nobody else uses it basically except us.
The light's gonna be up and running before.
The lights are running.
They're up,
They
they're
are up
flashing,
there.
but I don't know when they're gonna turn on.
So, they paid upfront a big bill for the installation and engineering, but we're
Okay.
gonna cover maintenance repair on that hopefully.
Okay, I guess that takes us to new business. Oh, sure.
We do need to approve the agreement.
Oh,
If the board wants to enter into that agreement, someone we need to make a motion, you need a second and then a vote.
I'll make a motion that we enter into the intergovernmental agreement with Kendall County.
Second.
Moved and seconded, let's have a roll call vote on that, please, Jim.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Street, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Kenny, yes.
Mark Reynolds, yes?
Motion's carried.
I guess under old business, because we've talked about it before, is you have two quotes for the lighting packages for two cars that are ordered. They should be in before Christmas. And this is a high quote on both of them, and we'd just like approval to not exceed those prices and then work from there on packaging. Mike and Dave are here for any questions.
We expect to realize some savings on the, one or both of the cars from some of the equipment we'll remove from all one and get some of that stuff transferred to that. But basically, these are the high end on the lighting packages. The committee has sat down with vendors and looked at, and that's where we're at.
I'd make a motion that we accept it and that we don't exceed the limits of those quotes.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept the proposal. Signify by saying aye, please. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Vote the same. Motion's carried.
I have no more old business.
Okay. New business.
Board review? Nothing on board review, no new annexations. Item D, adopt an ordinance providing for the transfer of funds from the corporate and ambulance fund to the note and interest fund for the payment of certain outstanding fire protection notes of the district and authorizing and directing the execution of an escrow agreement in connection therewith. Dave could have said that easier.
I would have said it the same way. Is everyone familiar with this ordinance? And what you're doing with this
So I make
ordinance?
the motion that we proceed.
You are in essence paying off your debt early with the funds that you have.
Right.
So
I'll
that's what
second that motion.
All in favor by roll call vote. Jim?
Jim Lehman, yes. Doug Street, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Kenny, yes.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Motion's carried. Thank you.
Okay, item E, we're requesting approval to authorize the fire commission to proceed, process candidates from the hiring list for hiring of 2 personnel effective January 1, 2015. That is part of our new personnel layout, and we need 2 more firefighters.
And they're coming off the new list that they just
New list,
completed
yeah, the old one expires right now.
today, tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're asking you to authorize the fire commissioners to appoint 2 more. That'll be top two from the list.
And these are the two that we've already talked about. Make that motion, go ahead. Second.
Moved and seconded to give approval to the commission to process candidates for the current post hiring two personnel effective January 1st, 2016. Voice vote, please. Jim?
Jim Lehman, yes. Doug Street, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Jenny Bennett, yes.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Motion is carried. Or approved. Approved.
Okay, item F, dot budget ordinance 2014-1111A, fixing the budget and making appropriations for Plainfield Fire Protection District calendar year 2015.
I move we approve ordinance 2014-1111A, fixing budget and making appropriations for Plainfield Fire Protection District for the calendar year 2015 as presented. Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the ordinance 2014-1118, fixing the budget and making appropriations for Plainfield Fire Protection District for the year 2015. Voice vote on that, please.
Jim Lehman, yes. Doug Street, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Jenny Bennett, yes.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Motion is approved. Healthcare coverage.
Well, let me jump past that, so
Okay.
I got one thing that's not on the list that I'll forget after we get through the health fire coverage. We're gonna ask permission that the volunteer fire department have permission to use the meeting rooms for the kids' Christmas party on December 14th. Permission from the board for them to use the rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Permission granted. I guess
Okay.
everybody in favor of that?
Yeah.
Permission granted.
Now we got the healthcare coverage in 2015.
Okay. And we have our representative, Dean Cass, that's going to present some information to us.
Hello, everybody. I think most of us already have copies of everything that Ian discussed. This is just an extra copy in case, and so we all have one. There's portions inside here has to do with the vision and dental and so forth. Should we give it to the firefighters to them?
Are you gonna give it to them when you have open enrollment?
Yes.
You're gonna sign it now?
I just wanted to
I'm gonna have to approve it. Yeah, the board has to approve it.
Please remember, I'm not the best speaker, so I do apologize at the top here. Inside the package, first of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for opportunity over the years and so forth, and we take this very seriously. Our philosophy is that you're always right, we're always wrong. When the employee calls in, we jump. It's an honor to serve them and so forth, and we've been doing that and that concept and so forth. When we're helping an employee, it keeps the employee from calling Blue Cross up putting the company on and so forth. It helps with the claim situation, so I just want to emphasize that, just want to thank you for the past business and so forth, and all your kindness. There's been meetings going on since the beginning part of this year and so forth, and in discussing the opportunities of what's going to happen renewal time, and then we have ECHA coming into it with the part-timers with the hours and so forth. And as the last week, I think we kind of nailed everything down and so forth. In the first one, it should show October 29th meeting and so forth. It does talk about that we did get the renewal package in from Blue Cross. And after reviewing the programs from Blue Cross, they did emphasize a 4.67% increase and so forth. The tread is actually 6.8. We've been very fortunate there. Inside the package, a couple pages into it, you'll actually see some of the claim history and so forth. And when we look at the claims that's been actually occurring, we've been very fortunate to have just a modest increase and so forth on that. I did try to beat up Blue Cross a little bit, asking, can we get a better price? But they said less than the 5% increase, there was no additional help. With the program, if you continue on, you'll see the claim history. And with the claim history, about a year ago, we tried working with a thing called Easy Apps. Because of our size of district, our plan is not guarantee issue, meaning that we have to answer health questions. And at that time, as we were doing the health questions, there was many serious conditions. Many of those conditions are still with us today and so forth. And there's been a couple additional ones even after that one we've been dealing with. So when we look at the claim history, when we go to another insurance company, we're asking for them for a rate. The first thing they'll do is they'll ask, where's the applications at? And once they see the applications and they start seeing the conditions and so forth, they'll reject us, or they'll come back with an ungodly rate of $300. Or even one time Blue Cross, years back, before we got Blue Cross it actually came back one time with a 1,000% increase and so forth. So based on those conditions, they look at these very closely. The next page into it, you'll actually see the package that came from renewal package from Blue Cross. And it does show the three different plans that are available. And one thing I want to point out, you do see on the last one, $93,913.72. On the right of that is part of the new taxes that are exposed onto the health insurance plans. That's every month.
Those taxes are already included in
Yes,
the
they are.
93,000.
Yep. And then you'll see the increase, you'll see the tread, so the increase here is showing 4.67. And that's what the renewal package is coming in at. If you want to go into the second one, any questions here by chance? If you go to one that says executive summary, with the new plan that we're dealing with renewal package, one thing they'll be fortunate for the employees is that the PPO plan and the HMO plan didn't have a capping, meaning that if somebody had a severe illness and they were basically taking office visits, or they were on 5, 6, 10, 20 medications a month, they had to pay that continuously every single month. Part of the new program we're going into will have caps. So once the cap is met, there is no additional expense for the employee after that. So that will save, especially with a couple employees who have some major illnesses. As you go into the third page, you'll actually see the comparison between the old to the new. And we matched the plans as closely as possible. And this is what Blue Cross is proposing too, because with our present plan, because of the contributions level to the employees, we will not be in compliance, so we cannot keep the OCON check. So this is the one that we've been proposing, we've been talking about for the last year or two. And as you compare the plans, we match them as close as possible and so forth. And then there's been many meetings with the staff too on it, so we've had meetings with the union reps and so forth, that if they had questions, there was many times for a discussion or phone call to answer questions too. Anything there?
And I think it's important to point out too that we have a lot of preventive health coverage that's covered at 100%.
Next page. Thank you. I need all the help, so please help. One unique thing of the new contracts, President Obama's program, is that previously wellnesses went towards deductibles, that went to co-payments and office visits. The new programs that was established with the ACA, if you look in the next page, there is a variation of preventive medicine now will be paid 100%. And they're talking about immune shots, they're talking about cancer screenings, health counseling. So all these situations then would have no deductible, no office visits, so this would be first dollar for the employee, will help you reduce their costs down and so forth. But that's all part of the program itself. Any questions here? And then the last one I just want to touch briefly on, this has to do with the individuals we have that are working over 30 hours, which we discussed in the last year too. I guess there could be as much as 16 employees that may have affected into, or maybe 8 might sign up. This is where if we don't provide the coverage, we'll be on compliance, and then there'd be a fine to pay and so forth. So we've been looking at different plans, we've come up with different options, and there may be a small cost because when we look at that group of employees, and we'll actually have 2 classes, we'll have one for the one for the full time, and then one for the 30 hours plus. And with that group, we basically have a different program, and then we may have to assist with the cost because it can't be a reasonable plan. It can't be over 9.5% of their income. So it may cost the district between maybe $100 to maybe $150 and so forth, just depending on the contracts. So in the health insurance side, this is what we've been working on, and this is what we've been proposing. Any questions?
This is basically identical to last year's plan that we followed through with. It's the same thing as,
With the percentage increase, is that,
but it's the same program.
Yes, it is.
The program that you're recommending for the part-timers, is this the best bang for our buck on this one?
Yes, sir.
And it's important to know that it just has to be made available to them. There may be 1 or 2 that actually want to take part in the program, there may be nobody. They may, from their full-time jobs, already have coverage, and so they won't need it, but we have to, by government edict, we have to make it available to all our people that work more than 30 hours a week.
Yes, sir.
any other questions? Yes? Our comment is to approve the healthcare coverage for 2020.
Question, are there other insurances that are up for consideration as well? Vision, other things?
Oh, sure, we're looking at is that we're doing the health insurance, that's the dental situation, and then there's a vision. When it came to the health insurance side, questions other companies look at, when we were looking at the health questions previously, the companies, based on the health issues, would be denied and so forth. So all we're doing on this part here, sir, is just the health insurance, then I'm going to go into the dental,
Okay.
then I'm going to the vision. I mean, and then we're going to the life insurance.
Okay.
But go ahead with the other 2.
Oh, okay. Now, if you go into the one where it says Ameritas, if you look into the second page basically actually has the renewal package. It talks about $53.48, and renewals coming at $57.24. There's a 7.3% increase. With the plan we have right now, it's a very unique contract. When we first looked at them, we had a group of employees who didn't have vision care, for example. One used contacts, one used lens and frames. So what we did was looked at a health insurance plan that would give us a better buck for a dollar. And so Emeritus came along about 5 years ago and emphasized that we would have $2,500 for maximum coverage for dental care. And if an employee wished to, they could actually take $250 of that out and you actually use that for vision care, go where they want to. But inside the contract itself, we had adult ortho, we had bleaching for major services, we had implants, we also had